Good morning. My name is Joanne. I'm 47 years old. At 5 years old was the last time I was in Haiti. I have lived in U.S. all my life. I was forced to be living back in Haiti due to deportation. My life here is not stable, is uncivilized. I'm seeking the community's support and help to relocate to a better place where I can find work, housing, and the basics of life. Anyone that can help me, it would be gladly appreciated. Since being in Haiti, I've suffered from depression and PTSD. I was raped on the first week I got here. There's no security, there's no law, there's no police, there's no government that can help me to be safe. My only way out is if I leave. So please, if anyone out there is hearing this, help me to relocate. Thank you.
Hello, what's up, everybody? How are you doing? I'm hoping that you are doing great. We've never seen the other side of those people who were deported. Most of the time, we have case scenarios where people are just being deported and it ends to that. But in today's video, what you are going to see people who are deported sharing their own experience and sharing like the reality of life, how it's out there. And I think this all just shows that black people really made a great work and they made a great work to make it possible for people to come into the United States. But it is so sad that right now, black Americans will not fight for immigrants. Why? I'm not blaming black people for not fighting for immigrants, but because I understand the type of relationship that most of immigrants have lived with black Americans. But in this video today, what I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you the true reality of the life of people who have been deported and now they're back in their country. It is so sad that this Asian woman had to come online and to beg for help after being deported. Brothers and sisters, this is not something to celebrate, but at the end of the day, I think from this video, we are going to learn key lessons from anyone. And the most important thing is it's what really fascinates me is that even after living for 42 years, I really find it diabolical that she still got deported. One of the biggest questions that I'm asking, if you live in a country for 42 years, why don't you make it legal for you to be counted as a legal citizen in the United States? But all in all, we are not blaming anyone. All this video is all for educational purposes, and I'm hoping that all of us are going to learn. And brothers and sisters, as I promised a shout out to my fellow audience, the people that I love, the people that makes me wake up every day in the morning to do reactions to this video so that we can all get educated. I'm sending my shout out to my only fans from Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, Maryland, Alabama, South Carolina, Delaware, North Carolina, Virginia, New York, Tennessee, Florida. And for those that I've mentioned, brothers and sisters, please let me down in the comment section so that you let me know where you come from so that I get to know and give you a shout out next time. Man, I love you all for those people who make me wake up early in the morning to just bring you this content so that we can all get to learn from people's experiences. Now, these are immigrants that are sharing their experiences. But it is so sad. We have people that have lived in the United States for a long time, but they are still succumbing to this. So let's watch the video. I'll be back. And please subscribe if you're watching me for the first time. I'll be back and then we'll do a reaction towards this.
Girl, this the kitchen right here where people cook. You probably can't see it good. It's the kitchen, girl. And girl, let me show you the bathroom. This is where you take a shower at. And let me show you where you use the bathroom at. You see that hole? Okay. Nah, this where this young lady and her son, she pregnant. She let me stay until I can get out of here or get on my feet. Look, girl, look, this her son. We all sleep on one bed. Life is hard up here, girl. This shit is crazy.
This lady got deported back to Haiti after living in the United States for 42 years. And this is what her living conditions look like. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I kind of feel bad for her, but I know what y'all thinking, like, okay, well, she didn't do what she needed to do to get her citizenship, blah, blah, blah. But if she been living here since she was 5 years old, she probably had no idea that she was supposed to do anything as far as becoming an actual citizen. I mean, that's a hell of a wake-up call, but I feel like this should also be a wake-up call to anybody who's actually from Haiti or anywhere in the Caribbean or anywhere around the world that looks similar to that, or where there's a good portion of their society that has to live that way. I feel like this should be a wake-up call for them, because this should show you that your people and your country of origin really needs help. It really needs some type of stability. Like she said, it's completely lawless out there. Like she said, she got raped her first week back. She said that there's like no government. People just run rampant. It's like hard to find food. Like there's no jobs. Like this should be a wake up call for people who are actually from Haiti, like, or any country that looks like that, because y'all flee, y'all go here, there, and everywhere, but then you leave behind your country of origin. And I understand, like, and it's like, it's funny to me, because it's not funny, but it's like, it's interesting to me because one of the jabs that they throw at Black America is, well, at least I have a home to go back to. But most of the people who say that, home looks just like what she showed us. So, I mean, that's not even a home that you even want to go back to. And I'm not saying that to be a bitch, but what I am saying is that it's going to take a lot of like strategic planning in order to get that country back on its feet, or to get it to be basically habitable at all. They need to flatten out that whole, everything there needs to just be flattened out, and they need to start from scratch. I don't even know if they're even going to be able to rebuild Haiti without some sort of foreign intervention or some sort of foreign alliance like that. Y'all, at this point, Haitians are going to have to form an alliance with another nation in order to fix that. They don't have the manpower to fix that. Otherwise, it's basically going to turn into a no man's land, because everybody's trying to leave. And Haiti has the potential to be a beautiful place, but if everybody leaves and nobody comes back to try to fix anything, it's just dead land. I just honestly, I really do feel bad for her. Like, I feel bad for anybody who has to go back to that situation, because I can't even imagine it. I can't imagine that. But this should be a wake up call. Like, your country needs help, and somebody that's from there needs to be the start of getting it to where it needs to be.
I don't know how to begin this video. I usually don't do this. It's not me to really put my business out there on social media or just talk about my life, my private life, but I feel like this time I should, because there's so much going on in this world nowadays. So on November 4th, 2024, I was coming back from Mexico. I had gone to visit some friends, and I was crossing back through the bridge legally. I have been a resident for 19 years. And I actually was raised in Texas my entire life. My parents brought me and my brothers, my siblings, to United States when I was 3. And November 4th, I was detained by Homeland Security at the border, and I was never released. I actually just got out from the detention center I was held in Port Isabel, in Texas. I sat there for about 179 days, approximately. And I got deported. I can't really answer why they detained me. It took about 2 months for them to give me any paperwork telling me why I got detained, why I was getting threatened to get deported, etc. I went through several lawyers because the first two I paid a couple of $100, and they took my money, and I never heard from them again. But after my family helped me get a hold of a good lawyer, I fought and ICE and Homeland Security never bent. They told me I wasn't eligible to be in that country anymore when I've never had any felonies, I've never hurt nobody, I've never been to prison, and all I've done was work my entire life. Since I was 17, I worked, never stopped, not a single day. I worked as a blue-collar boy. Once I hit the age of 19, I was eligible to work, and I started working and paying taxes, and I had children. I have 4 children from the age of 18 all the way down to 1, and I lost my children. Lucky for me, I still get to talk to them and communicate with them, but I can no longer see my children, at least till they're able to come to Mexico. I don't know how this could have happened. Of course, the administrations that run the United States now are no good. They say so much about wanting to make it a safer country and getting rid of criminals and killers and, people that break the law heavily. And in the 6 months I was detained, I met so many guys that were detained and being threatened and that got deported just because we were not U.S. citizens or born citizens in the United States. I didn't see very many criminals go through that detention center at all. A lot of innocent people, a lot of good men, kids, because there was a lot of kids there from 18 and up, all the way to their 60s, 70s. And I'm blessed to have family that have my back, but I lost what I love dearly the most. It's my kids, my lifestyle, my family. So yeah, that's what's going on.
My name is Danny. I was deported after 23 years of living in the U.S.
My name is Carlos. I relocated, self-deported, whatever term you want to use, back to Mexico after living in the U.S. for 23 years. The funny part is we both went to the United States in 2001, crossed the border illegally, lived in the U.S. for 23 years, and now we're back in Mexico. en Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco.
So we each have our own accounts, and we're all both talking about what it's like living in Mexico after so long. But so many people have asked for us to start a joint account, so we decided to do it.
We've been asked several times to start a TikTok together, and we finally decided to do it. So him and I are together just about every day. Well, not lately because he's been slacking on the gym, but when he's on his game, we're usually together every day, and we decided to just go ahead and start a TikTok page together. Some of you follow him, some of you follow me, and we're going to showcase a different side of Mexico together. What are your goals with this account, and what would you like to show people as we do content together?
So we're going to eat a lot of food, try a lot of things that we haven't tried because we are too lazy to do it. But now that we have each other to hold each other accountable, we got to do it.
Aside from food, another thing that I want to do is potentially be able to help people from the city. And not only like people, like local vendors and things like that, and support local vendors, but also Danny has always had the idea of helping animals, stray dogs. So hopefully we can generate some interest with our account and reach those goals as we venture out together and try new things here in Puerto Vallarta as a couple.
It's a couple.
Anyways, as a couple of guys, that's what I meant. Anyways, what's a fun fact about you other than the fact that you like BBC?
What?
Big, beautiful conchas. You know the pan dulce?
Oh. I didn't know that's what they called them.
What's the fun fact about Danny? So we've been waiting for 2 minutes. He can't think of a fun fact about himself.
I have a son.
A fun fact about Danny, he has a son. A fun fact about me is I've never thrown up in my life. Never. I never have.
That's a bullshit lie. There's no way.
I've never thrown up in my life. Not as far as I can remember. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, so as far as I can remember, I've never thrown up. So for me, I've never thrown up in my life. He thought about a fun fact.
Fun fact about me. I almost died, and I didn't know how close. Oh, wait. I can't say that. Can I?
Yeah, you can say unalived. Oh, no, you can say I almost died.
I almost got unalived because my appendix ruptured when I was 18. So that's a fun fact about me.
Danny's a miracle, baby. Anyways, hey, this is Puerto Vallarta. We are actually on the bottom of the bridge. To get away from people, man. You just never know who's listening. Anyways, follow us for fun content, food content. What else are we doing, Danny? Oh, new places. We're going to travel around Puerto Vallarta and other locations around the city.
Maybe even travel Mexico. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. I mean, we'll see how this account, well, how far this account takes us. Anyways, any closing statements?
Statements?
Yeah, that. English is my second language.
No, it's not. Just follow us, all right? It'll be worth it.
All right.
A lot of people are thinking about leaving the United States, and here's my 2 cents on the subject as someone who has lived outside of the United States for almost 9 years now. I moved to Costa Rica in 2017 when I was 21 years old, fresh out of college. And at the time, I was, in a way, trying to get a break from the States, but I had no idea that I was going to stay long term, and I had no plans when I left to never return to the United States. It just so happens that I fell in love with Costa Rica when I came here, and I ended up creating like a whole life here, planting my roots, buying this property where I've been living off-grid, which is a whole other story which you can find videos about on my page. I just want people to know as they're making their plans, you know, their exodus plans from the United States, that there are some things to consider. And a lot of us who you've seen living abroad, we move here with some level of privilege. And it is because of that privilege that we are able to live in these other countries. So one of the main things that, you know, inspires people to leave the US is that it's a lot cheaper to live in a variety of other countries, especially if you're thinking of going to Latin America or if you're thinking about going to the continent of Africa. It's cheaper to live for sure. The cost of living is lower. Now, what is not always taken into account is the fact that the cost of living is lower because the people make less money. So it's cheap to us based on our American income, based on comparing it to the United States. But for the local people, you know, these things are expensive, or some things are expensive to the local people. So if I'm in Costa Rica, the people don't make that much money here. For like low-key jobs here, people can make as little as $3 an hour. Imagine that. $5 an hour, $10 an hour. So when I'm looking at rent here is extremely cheap. I'm currently renting a place because I'm currently tearing down my old off-grid cabin to build a new house on my property, but I'm renting a house in the meantime, and it's only $300 a month. Very cheap. Now, that's not including internet, but that does include water and electricity. Extremely cheap. Okay? But when the only reason it's cheap to me is because I'm looking at it from the perspective of an American who perhaps has thousands and thousands of dollars coming in every month. Now, I've been living here for 8 years. I ain't been on no American salary ever, really. I only ever worked part-time when I was in the States. Like I said, I moved here at 21. Most of my working years, I've been here in Costa Rica, working as an English teacher, also making about $10 an hour, you know. And then not even working that many hours because classes are based on, you know, students that desire the classes, and I live super rural. All right. So not a lot of people here have extra money. It's a luxury for them to take an English class. So not a lot of people have that extra cash to also pay for an English teacher. So I recently did get a virtual job, which helps a lot. But that job is based in the United States. And it's also part-time. So again, I'm working very few hours. It just started. So I'm working literally like 3 to 5 hours a week. I actually have 2 virtual jobs. One of them I'm working about 3 to 5 hours a week. The other one I work more. I work about 8 to 10 hours a week. So all of those things combined has been getting me by on a livable wage. However, I am making a lot less money than someone would make when working a salaried job in the United States, right? And I can maintain working a lot less and making a lot less because it's cheaper to live here, but it is something to consider. So if you're thinking about coming to a foreign country, ideally you're gonna still need a source of income that comes from the United States. A lot of people come here and they work in the healing arts. They offer retreats and different things like that, which I also offer retreats. I'm not currently offering retreats because I'm 7 months pregnant. But when I did, that was a great source of income. However, retreats are not every single month. They're not 24/7. But when they do happen, you can get hundreds or thousands of dollars coming in at once because you have ideally several guests coming to do that retreat. So again, there is this reliance on money coming from America in order to maintain these lifestyles that we are living in these other countries that then we're projecting out on social media, and everyone's like, oh, they're living the dream. And it's like, there's still like this need to kind of be intertwined with the American lifestyle in order to make this lifestyle work. Now, here's where privilege comes into play. Some people come to these foreign countries with a lot of privilege. They may have already worked a job for 20 or 30 years and, you know, be able to retire, or they have a business that is now self-sustaining, so they make money from it, but they don't have to do as much work anymore. Or they were just extremely successful with their business, so they come here with a lot of savings. They either get a property that already has a house built, or they build a really nice house and they're able to live and maintain. Some people have fully virtual businesses that are extremely lucrative and they're able to do that. You know, some people are coaches. Some people, again, offer different services in Costa Rica, but a lot of their clients are coming from Europe or from the States. So all of these things come with a level of privilege, and also, there's been a lot of hard work behind this ability to live here and be so free and have so much free time, right? Like running a business takes a lot of work. You may leave your 9 to 5, but you're never going to escape working. You know, even when I've had times here where I'm hardly working at all, I have to work my land. If I want any food to grow here, I have to work. So there's always going to be this ebb and flow, this give and take, this need for reciprocity with life, where Yes, we receive, but we also give. So there's going to be an effort that needs to be put in there. So if you think you can just save up some money and then drop yourself off in a country that's cheap, well, you can do that, but eventually that money's going to run out. And then what's your source of income? That's where people oftentimes that I know in these foreign countries, a lot of us are living in survival mode still. Like, it looks a little better because we're in a really nice environment with clean air and clean water and organic fruits. So it looks real nice. But at the same time, when I'm looking at my bank account and my friends' bank accounts, I'm like, we just barely getting by. We just barely getting by. And that's just the real tea. That's just the real tea that not everybody's going to tell you. So that's why I'm saying, again, either you have some level of privilege or you have worked extremely hard or continue to work really hard to maintain this lifestyle. Okay? And another aspect of privilege is having a support system. Okay? Everybody that I know here in my town that's around my age, I'm 29, so my friends are like in their 20s and 30s, who came from the States, a lot of us people of color, we're black. You know, we came here young. We did not come here with savings. We did not come here with a business that was already up and running and lucrative. So the way that we're able, and so many of us came here with like very little money, $1,000, a couple $100. Maybe a few of my friends maybe came with more savings because, again, they worked a job before they came here. They saved up before coming here. But those of us who come here, you know, with next to nothing and basically kind of get by and survive and make it work, even for many years, it's because we have support from our families. You know, a lot of us like to say that we're doing this on our own, and like on some level, like, you know, we may be the black sheep of the family. We may be the leader of what we're doing in this foreign country. You know, like I do live alone and all that stuff. So a lot of the stuff I do alone. However, none of this is possible without my family support. Because I know if my bank account hits zero, my dad will send me $20. My mom will send me $20. My brother will send me $20. Like, my family will help me get the basics. Like, if I need some groceries or if I need gas or if I'm really, really like not doing well and I need help paying rent or something. And I'm grown. I'm 29 years old. Not everybody wants to receive help like that. Not everybody has family that's willing to help you. And this includes my friends in their 30s, like really like having family members who are willing to send us money when we need it. And these family members are in the States, in the rat race, working. So I just want to break through that illusion that we just don't need nothing, you know, we just figure it out. Like, we figure stuff out, but we're also very much supported, which is a privilege. A privilege. Not everyone has it. That's why I've seen a lot of people come and go. I see a lot of people come to Costa Rica, live here for a year, 2, 3, and then leave because they're like, this is not sustainable. I need a better income, or I need to like go and work for a while and then come back and kind of like start again. Or even like me, like I just recently got, I was already working one virtual job and now I have 2, you know, because they're both very like small amount of hours that they give me. So, like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I came to Costa Rica with maybe like $1,000 to my name. That lasted me a little while. But after that, it's just been a constant, you know, figuring out each month how I'm going to get by, how I'm going to feed myself. And again, it looks really pretty. It looks real nice because it is. It's beautiful. There's birds, there's monkeys. I live near the ocean and near the river. So I'm not saying this to discourage anyone. I'm saying this to just break through any illusions or delusions that folks may have. There's going to be hard work. You may still be relying on people who do choose to work those 9 to 5s or people who do choose to stay in the States and work in order for even you to have an income. And there is a level of privilege. There is a level of privilege that it takes to be able to do something like this. So it would be, you know, wrong of me to be inspiring y'all without giving y'all the real tea. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from whatever you're watching us from. You know, starting over is not something which is easy. Starting over is not just something that you will just do overnight, because a lot of the time you find that these people that are deported, they didn't like plan like so well, because this is something that they didn't expect. So there's so many psychological things that comes into your mind. First, if you're a person which relocating from the United States to probably let me say Africa or going back to your country, it could be Asia, it could be different places that you are heading to. One of the biggest thing that I think all of us will agree with, that if you are deported back to your country, it's different from when you've lived the United States to your country. And so this means that you have a lot of things to catch up with. You have a lot of things to learn. You are feeling like the world is working against you. And this is what these all people are feeling. And honestly, I'll say that I'm sorry because that could be me. I am an immigrant. That could happen to me. That could happen to anybody who is going to the United States to look for greener pastures. One thing that I would also like to say is that the only problem that I had with immigrants, probably I'm not saying all of them, but the only problem that I had with immigrants was the fact that Black Americans offer you a chance. Black Americans fight for you to have all these spaces where you have, but again, you go ahead and turn your faces against black people. And now you make the same people that fought for you, the same people that marched on the streets for you, you now make them be your enemy. I think that's one of the wrong moves that all this group of people have made. But again, these are just lessons to be learned. And this left a lot of people talking about this issue because honestly, just being deported, waking up in the morning, find yourself being deported when you haven't planned, it is so depressing. It is it's crazy. It's a depressing something that you didn't plan happening, and it's just happening to you. It's different. There are psychological things, environmental things that these people have to start dealing with, and I'm really, really sad, especially for the first woman, because now she had to come online, ask for help. But at the end of the day, we are human beings. I feel like we all need to ask for help. I prefer people who come online and ask for help. It might look like a weakness because, of course, you're exposing yourself. But at the end of the day, you will get help. There's a Swahili proverb that says that mficha huchi azai. A woman who hides her nakedness doesn't give birth. Because how will you get help if you don't come out and show people your we call it the truth nakedness. Yeah, you show us your nakedness, in quotes and quotes, the truth of what you're going through. So this is a sad experience. I really, really feel for people who are deported because now it's different. Understand it's different. We have seen some Somalis crying after being deported. Life is not the same. Life is not the same as what it used to be. These are people that had jobs. These are people that already had families. Like, you understand the psychological separation that these people are going through, right? I'm just trying to be realistic at the same time, and also logical in this sense. So, I had to go through in the comment section what people were saying in regards to this, and I really, really find it important for us to get to look at this because it's important to also listen to what people are saying. Somebody say that I'm so proud. Let me read it to you over here. Somebody say that I'm so proud. I thank God for my birthright. I thank God for the FBA who fought for our freedom in America. I pray for our leaders. You hope for sanity to be restored. And I think that just makes sense because Black American ancestors really played a significant role in the United States to fight for the lands of the United States. Somebody said that look how they're living over there, but they came over here and looked down on black people. Can anybody make this make sense? Yeah, it is sad. It is sad that we are having this discussion, but I think at the same time, this discussion is as important because we cannot put it by side and start being so much remorseful without being logical. Understand that there was a point that immigrants started become cocky in the United States, and Black Americans were trying to talk to them and let them know, all these things, but they didn't listen. Some of them, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them didn't listen to what Black Americans were trying to tell them. And so at this point, you are seeing people that are regretting not making the right decisions with the choices with the people that they were relating with, right? But you all was doing all that talk over here, saying that immigrants built America. So why the hell are you living like that over there, building S up like you did America? Or should I, like you said, you did America gone? Now that's somebody who addressed him. I'm looking for something. Okay. Somebody's saying that take that same power you thought you had in America and change where your ancestors are from. I guarantee you, if you all were kind to us here in the USA, we will help you all change your country or island. But you all want kind of us. Yeah. Okay, somebody might say that this comment is cold, but I understand from where this person is coming from. Because this person is coming from a point where you fought for a person, you helped a person, but again, they turned against you. They turned against you. That only time when everyone was fighting Black Americans, they turned against Black people. But I'm not saying that all immigrants are bad, that all immigrants did this, but I think this is just that part of American, living that should be talked about, and this should be talked about like big time. And I think this acts as a lesson to future immigrants. Probably it could be me. I might want to move to the United States. I don't know. Probably it could be me. Right? This is an important lesson that we all need to appreciate the people that made it for us possible to be in the United States, because without them, I promise you, it couldn't have been the same, right? If they only could have stayed and stayed with Black Americans could have said that these are our brothers and sisters and let's fight for them. But I like to say sorry for those immigrants who genuinely loved Black Americans and fought with Black Americans, but still succumbed to this problem. Because I know, as a matter of fact, it's not all immigrants that did this. It's not all immigrants that talked badly about Black Americans. I know that, as a matter of sure. I'm not a person who likes generalizing people. But at the end of the day, we need to think about, because when you show somebody respect, it's easier for them to fight for you. But when you don't show them respect, it now becomes a problem. Because now they'll keep on reminding you, but we told you this, you didn't listen, and this is what is happening to immigrants right now, right? Somebody is saying that America has sent billions into these countries and nothing improves. The corruption is insane. Giving them money is not the answer. People need to stay and fix their own countries. We've got our own problems. Once we're back on our feet, only then we can help other people. America has always been the most charitable country in the world. But until they do something for themselves, nothing will ever improve. I don't think this is in my department to talk about, but geopolitically, there's so many reasons as to why the money that is sent to Africa, the money that is sent to Caribbean, doesn't really help those people, or doesn't really help us as Africans. But it's not in my place to discuss about that. I don't want to delineate from the topic of today. But true, I recognize that in Africa, or in all those other Black spaces, all those other immigrant spaces, there are challenges. And the one challenge that stands out is corruption, the mismanagement of resources that all these governments are having and doing all these things, which makes it so hard to improve the lives of people living in that. And so people leave these countries going to look for a better, for greener pastures. People leave these countries going to look for, better pastures from wherever they're going to look at them. So yeah, maybe I'll talk about it. I'll address this issue in another day. But for today, brothers and sisters, that was my reaction towards this video. I really want to know what you feel and think about this video, brothers and sisters. Because all this we are saying, they are just lessons. They are just lessons that we should learn, right? So please let me know what you think about this video. I'm your host and pray Zenda Jidek Stories. But until then, let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.